Hello, I'm Scott of Scott's Computer Repair. I'm here to show you, not to teach you. This video is not to learn how to build a computer. It's a video to show you I can build a computer and everything else. This is my computer. I took it apart to reassemble it. It's already got Windows installed and everything else. It's a working computer and ports. Here's the case it's going to go in. It's got a 460 watt power supply with a 24 pin on it. Pretty much it. It's got a front opening panel on it. Nice little pretty gauges that'll light up and everything else. We'll show you later at the end. This is going to be part one of the video and everything else. So yeah, I'm only allowed like 20 minutes of video on YouTube. So yeah, it's going to be about almost like 15 to 16 minutes per, which I'm going to be timing with my phone here, for each part to know when to cut the video. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and put this case down. Right now I'm going to start with the basics. I was going to tell you explain what I put right in it, or I had in it originally. The only tool I'm going to need is actually a Phillips screwdriver for this. I recommend do not do this at home if you do not know what you're doing. I don't recommend it. And plus, I'm in a static-free environment. As you see, there's no carpet or nothing in my area. Okay. I got an AM2 motherboard. Takes DDR2 RAM. Processor is going to be a quad-core AMD quad-core. I got a card reader, SD card reader. My sound card, Sound Blaster Audigy. Got 2 gig sticks of DDR2 going to go in the machine. My Ethernet card, which it does have a built-in Ethernet card on it, but this is a lot reliable and faster than the one it's built on. And I got it in NVIDIA GeForce 620 GT, and it's a Zodiac, maybe we want to call it Zodiac. It's going to be going in there. My video card I use this computer for gaming purposes also, and everything else. I got a video capture card, do like VHS to DVD. It's going to be put in there, and I got a DVD ROM and a DVD burner. It's going to be put in there also. My main hard drive is going to be a 500 gig Western Digital with all my information and my music. I use this computer for DJing and other computer repair, other than just computer repair services. And I'm a DJ. This is a Seagate hard drive. It's only a 250 where I always store my music videos on and everything else. That's all because I do music video purposes. Okay, here's my cords, cables. It's all going to be put in there. Pretty much all the power supply. You got to, of course, hook it up to. As I said, I do not recommend. If you do not know what you're doing, because you can really screw up your computer. I've done it in the past. When I first put my first computer together, I did short it out. But you learn from your mistakes too. So don't let that deter you. If you want to try, go ahead. As I said, this is not a teaching video for how to put a computer together. This is for my purposes to show you how I can put a computer together and everything else for references and stuff like that for people, for my business. All my screws out of my computer in my cup, so hopefully I won't lose any, which probably will happen, more than likely. I wish I had some thermal paste. I'm going to use the old thermal paste that's on my processor, which I didn't wipe off or anything else, so I kept it the same. Okay, alright, let's pretty much start with, oh, damn it, I made a mistake, forgot to start my timer. I said I can do 20 minutes of video. But yeah. Okay. Alright. Let's get my motherboard here. Alrighty. Normally I do is I put the processor in first. Be careful you line up, I have to line up the pins. As I said, this is not a learning video. I'm going to make sure the pins are lined up correctly in the proper place. Okay. Okay. And then put my heatsink on it. Okay, my memory, quad-core AMD processor, two 2 gig sticks of memory, DDR2. Plug in my fan. And you got to make sure if you do put your own computer together, you make sure you find your memories right correctly. Don't try to force it. It goes only one way. And there's like DDR1 and DDR3. They're totally different memory from these. This is DDR2. But you want to make sure they're properly seated too, or your computer will not boot. Alright, we got that together. Now, put that back to the side. For right now, I need to bring up my case up here. The screws up there for now. I'm going to take both sides off, which already got screws ready to remove out of this to do this. Okay. Alright. That's that 460 watt power supply with a 24 pin cable. As you see, all the wires are right there for it. It's quite a few wires. It said if it don't fit, it don't go there. It's basically how I usually know about things on that. When it's like, it's the first thing you know. If it doesn't fit, it don't go there. You can't say the same with the older computers. The older computers were a little bit different back in the day. You had to make sure they go in the right place and all the proper settings. If you don't already know about this, like they used to have jumpers, you gotta make sure the jumper pins are set right and everything else for your processor and your memory. But they got it. Never really tried to put one of those together. I don't even tend to mess with them at all. That's the thing I don't mess with anymore. Oh, okay, forgot. There is a sensor, or actually a little temperature gauge I got to put under the heatsink of the processor. I shouldn't put the heatsink on right now, but I can do that after I put the motherboard in. Okay, I got now. There's LEDs that are got to be put in on the bottom of this board right here. You got to make sure in the proper location. This is like this one. It's clearly marked on this motherboard. This motherboard is a Gigabyte motherboard GA-MA74GM-S2. You can look up your manual to your motherboard online. They'll usually tell you the pin out for it. Some that don't are not clearly marked. This one is clearly marked. Thank God it is. It's not a pain in the ass. I came across quite a few of them. You have to look them up online to do it. All right. So this. The lights will make your gauges on front, your lights light up, your blinking lights tell your hard drive's working and stuff like that. And they'll let you know that they're functioning properly. Oh yeah, another thing before I forget. The panel, the I/O panel that goes in the back of the top of the case, make sure you put that in and everything else there. Okay. Actually, in my part 2 video, I'll be putting the video up a little bit closer than this. Gets a better idea what I'm doing. Alright, now, because there's like the screw bolts where the screws go and stuff, you gotta make sure they're lined up to that too. But first things first, it's a lot easier to put the LEDs on first before you actually put the motherboard in. I've come to find out in the past, it's really difficult to do when it's inside. Okay. Power right there. As I said, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. If you want to try to practice taking an old junk computer you have, and make sure you know how to do it and learn to practice that you don't care about. PC speaker. All right. Okay, all my LEDs are plugged in. Now placing the motherboard inside the case so I can screw it on to the back panel, back chassis. And my screws. Hopefully I don't lose them, and it happens a lot. But I always make sure I got replacements of all my spare parts all the time. So for junk computers I come across, I tear them down for there's parts like screws or maybe components that I can use possibility. You know, like ROMs or memory, hard drives. So these are like IDE hard. I wish they were SATA, but they're IDE. Let you know. But my hard drives are SATA. 2 SATA hard drives. That's what's going in here. Yeah. Ugh. I hate that. And screws. And I recommend do not, if you try to avoid as much as possible, I recommend use a magnetic screwdriver. But especially when you putting hard drives in, magnets are not too friendly with hard drives. They can wipe all your information on it or destroy it. So I recommend be careful. If you don't know what you're doing, as I said, do not attempt this at home. If you want a computer together, you can contact me at the number below this video. So, or my detailed information in the bottom. So, I'm local, Jackson, Michigan area. I'm on West Gunnison, just 2 blocks from Taco Bell. Wait, some of these people are probably watching this video are not even close to me. I just dropped the screw, like I would figured I would do.
Little ones have extra ones too.
Ah, got it. Hooray! Let's all celebrate. Got my screw back. A lot of technicians use a grounding wire or grounding to put on their wrist, which I don't have one. But as I said, as long as you're in a static-free environment, like you don't be on a carpet or rug or anything like that. See, I'm on hardwood floor. I don't really have to worry about that much. It's like, especially in my clothes and stuff, and you got to be careful. And make sure you don't leave any screws in your case. Not a good idea. Even though you drop it, it's a pain in the ass to get out. Do not leave them in there, because you can short your motherboard out that way. I got spares. I'm not worried about my one bent screw. I'm not fishing for screws every time. Drop, try not lose any if possible. Any more. I don't want to go on and find more screws. Even though I got them in a container. Like if I recommend if you do stuff like this, you know, keep any old computer you come across, you know, don't matter if it's functional or not. Tear it apart. You get a bucket. Make sure and put all your screws in it. You know. That's what I do. I replenish my screws. Pain in the butt. There we go again. I'll drop in screws. There's one hole in here, the pain in the ass. Right above the memory. Screw. And it said like it's good to have a magnet screwdriver for this particular reason. And you're having a hard time getting the screws in. This one's giving me a pain in the butt. Damn it. Can't believe I'm so struggling with this one screw. Oh, really? I gotta remember the heat sink entries for the sensor, or the temperature gauge. There, we finally got it. Successful. Uh-oh, phone call. Hopefully it won't be very long. Alright. Hello? Hello? Yeah, I just realized I had to redo it again because I forgot it needed a 64-bit. So I'll start it again. Okay. Alright. Alright. Yeah. Bye. Oh, there's my timer. This is the end of part 1. So, see you at part 2 of my video. Again. Alright. Okay. Welcome back to part 2 of my Scott's putting the computer together the videos. We're still continuing after I just got done putting the screws in for my motherboard to mount it to the chassis. Now I'm going to put the heatsink back in and remove because I dropped the screw in the fan area. Alright. As I said, it happens time to time. I drop screws. But I always make sure all my screws are all picked up. Okay. Now I'm going to put it back in with the temperature gauge sensor, so I can have the gauge work in front of it, back to make it look nice. You know, you tell you what temperature your processor's running at. Because they do tend to overheat once in a while, and don't keep them cool. And like that. So, especially keep your fans clean in your computer much as you can. Keep all the dust out. Dust is the main killer of computers. So yeah, then dust will cause your computer, cause your processor to overheat if you don't get enough cooling air going to it. Due to the brief cut I just had, found out my camera got turned off somehow. I don't know how. I only had 20 minutes of video. Like, what the hell? Heck? I had it all done, completed together and put together. That's why the arrangement's different now again at this time. We're still on part 2. So, yeah, because I got video editing software, so I can splice these two together. Yeah, I took everything apart again to the point where it cut off pretty much. I just got done putting the processor fan in, as it showed in the video. Back there, we have the set the temperature gauge wire under the heat sink. Okay, now I'm gonna put the ROMs in again. Practice, right? You know, it takes practice. Well, you know, which is not hard to put ROMs in and all this stuff back in again. And yeah, we'll show. Okay, back to what I was trying to accomplish before my camera got turned off somehow. I don't know why. I wish I did. Hope I figure it out down the road. I just bought an SD, 32 gig SD card for it. Take up 32 gigs, so 2 hours of video. I don't know why it should even shut off in the first place. Made no sense to me whatsoever. Okay, back to work again. Yeah, as I said, the arrangement was a little bit different because I had to take everything apart again to that point to show you this. Okay. ROMs. ROMs in. Put my SD card reader in too, so I can get all the screws on at once and stuff. Okay. Alright, should right side up. Putting my head against the wall would be nice. It's a little frustrating when you start from a certain point again. But, well, it happens. Just think I need to see my little issue I had, and I was pissed. Just realized I put all the computer together and midway halfway through and the video was shut off. You should have seen my face. I was like, gah! I mean, like Hulk and steroids. No. Joke. Don't want to make me angry. You don't want to see me angry. Now I'm putting the ROMs in, screwing them in now. That's what I'm doing. Don't want to make me angry. You're making me very angry. Put it on its side so you can do what I'm doing. Alright. The screws. I hate screws. Only very more screws I have to play with here. Keep on checking my camera time to time. Make sure it ain't gonna shut off on me. I gotta figure out what the reason on that. I bought the camera off eBay for 25 bucks. You know, that was cool. I mean, take 720p video. I was like, $25. I was just replacing the one I broke. Just like the one I had. The only thing that's different was the color and it took 720p video. I was like, sweet. I was happy with that one. I only paid $25 for it. There's nothing really wrong besides why it shut off after 20 minutes. I can't fathom why it did in the first place. Hopefully eventually I'll find out. I have this camera. And I just bought a 32 gig SD card for it. And just so I could take up to at least 2 hour video. Up to 2 hours, which I'm not gonna make. I had to split this video down to parts because it won't all fit on YouTube. Said it only allowed 20 minutes on YouTube. So I doubt the cameras didn't know about the YouTube limitations, but still, if I ever want to go do recording like a family get together or something like, or go to a play or, you know, performance and record it, you know, you never know. That's one thing I like to try to do, you know. Haven't got to do that yet. Still working away, getting these screws in on these ROMs again. You know, I don't have to do it, but I just want to show you I can put a computer together. That's all, you know. And hopefully, and bring me some more customers. You know. I really need the money. Make money, honest and God way, you know. Okay. Now I gotta flip it over. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one screw on the other side. That way I'll keep them stabilized and in place. You don't need to put all of them in there. Not necessary. Unless you want to, you can. That's up to you guys, you know. But I prefer just one screw on the other side, that way when I ever tear it apart, if I have to replace something, you never know. It won't be as difficult, even though I'd still have to remove the side panel just to get to it. You know? A lot of people just don't do it that way. I just leave it, just put screws on one side. That's it. I noticed that when I took computers apart. Like some cases no, get down. I gotta make sure my cats were outside when I was doing all this. I let them back in if they wanted back in. I'm gonna try to avoid them, keep them getting. It's like one thing I don't want cat hair all over the machines. Stuff and they'll cause static electricity too. That's one thing you want to avoid. If you got pets or animals, make sure they're not in the same room while you're working on this stuff like this. Unless they're well behaved and stuff, you know. The cats are trying to help out wherever they can, you know. They don't understand. Alright. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put the side back on this right now, because I don't need to be on this side anymore. So I'm going to do on the hard drives anyways, I'm going to put just the screws on the hard drives on that side. I don't need to actually keep them flush with the front. You don't need to, but they'll be staying still in one place. So save some time here for me. Already kind of was upset about the video being cut off in the middle of my, just finishing putting that temperature gauge under the processor heatsink. So keep track of the temperatures up front. It's nice to be handy. It's very handy if your computer overheats a lot. It's like I do want to try the water cooling system eventually, but my computer doesn't overheat that badly unless it comes summertime. Yeah, it does tend to like overheat at that time. You know, and I gotta make sure to keep my fans and clean of dust and stuff like that on the computer. I have to. It's like almost you have to basically do it on a once a month basis. Can air work just fine if you have air mattresses. If their pumps are strong enough. I had an air mattress pump that plugged in the wall. It was strong enough to blow the air out of this. That's what I used to have to use. I'm like, sweet, you know. Alright, got my ROMs plugged in, screwed in. Now I'm going to put the hard drives in. I said my 500 gig Western Digital SATA hard drive, Surly TA, I SATA for short. And 500 gigs my main drive. And the other one's a Seagate, 250 gig. And that's my video, where all my music videos go on. because music videos do take up a lot of space. A lot of space. It's not like it's most of them usually take about 50 to 80 megabytes. Welcome back to part 3 of my Scott's putting the computer together videos. I'm still in the middle of putting the hard drives in. I say the hard drives. I'm putting screws into them right now. Okay. So I'll keep it going. As long as you don't bang it around a lot and everything has to be fine. Have 2 screws and stuff like that. I mean, if you don't drop it, that's basically would be a big no. If you don't, it's not like a laptop you just carry everywhere. But I do carry this everywhere with me. Not everywhere. Let me correct that. The only time I carry it outside the house is over my DJ gigs. That's the only time I do have it with me. I'm gonna do a DJ gig. So yeah, and I use it because this is where all my music is and all my videos. Is what I use. A lot of DJs use a laptop. Yes, it's more convenient, but there's limitations on a laptop too. There's stuff really. There's a lot of stuff. It's like having a laptop for one thing. If they crash or break down, they're expensive to repair. A desktop computer, however, is not that expensive to repair. It's very cheap. See, a laptop, if you crack the screen, that's a baby. You gotta pay over about $100 just to get it replaced, if it's not covered in warranty and everything else. It can cost more than that. It's a lot of money just to replace a screen if it cracks or breaks. See, if my screen cracks or breaks, I can just always get another monitor. And I can get those pretty cheap. But I hope it never happens. I got a nice 19-inch monitor for this. And my 32-inch TV. I hook up to it. Eventually I want to go bigger. Hopefully. Alright, I'm going to hook up my data cable, IDE cable, to my ROMs, which they are IDE. Both my DVD ROM and DVD burner. It just stuck in here. Yeah, they're not SATA. I wish they were SATA, but even though I only got 4 SATA ports on this, but I already tying up 2 of them right now. But sometimes when I do computer repair, I don't have a hard drive cradle thing because they're a little not cheap neither. I have to I have to check our hard drives and stuff, make sure they're functioning, or retrieve pictures and documents, stuff I have to, just in case I can't get the computer to turn on or anything. Yeah, I'm going to have to hook it up directly to my computer and everything else. Alright, power cables. For them. Camera's still on, thank God. Even though this is part 3. I think I got part 3 anyways, finishing this up. I'm about done-ish. I'm almost done. Okay, now I'm going to get the SATA cables. My hard drives. Put the power ones first, so I have more time getting to them. Alrighty, we're getting there good. Good time. Camera's still on, thank God. Just drives you nuts when the camera goes off on you in the middle of the freaking job you're doing, I'm just trying to make a video for myself and for my customers or future customers to show them what I'm doing. Know what I'm doing specifically. Because it's like, this is basically for advertising purposes. Said this video is not for teach you how to put a computer together. If you learn any tricks from it, great. That's it. I'm not trying to teach anybody whatsoever to put a computer together. You know, I hope you learned something maybe. As I said, if it doesn't fit, don't go there. That's one of the things you need to know in your life. And another thing after that, you gotta install Windows, which I already have. This is a working system already. I have Windows 7 on here, or 64-bit, with everything else set on here. So I'm not gonna go and redo the whole damn thing again. It's a pain in the butt. There's a lot of stuff I had to back up, especially when I got over at least 100 gigs of music and about almost 100 gigs of video. Music videos. That's a lot of videos. You know. Okay. Alright, my hard drives are all hooked up. All that's left to do is put the expansion cards in, pretty much inside. This is my video capture card that I do VHS to DVD or any other devices. I could do like 8mm, stuff like that, but I don't have the player or to play those 8mm. I wish I did. I've been trying to come across one. They're very expensive. I'm talking about the small tape sets. Oops. I got the adapter for the VHS-C, but that's when there's another one out there that takes it's a lot smaller and they're little, and they don't go in a VCR. You have to have a special player or the camcorder with it in order to tape to get them recorded digitally. It sucks. You know. Alright. Make sure my SD card here was plugged in. I didn't almost forget that. Now my video card, it's like I said, it's an NVIDIA GeForce 620 GT Zotac. It's a nice video card. I mean, I love it. I don't know if it wasn't before the video got cut off. I was like, if you guys are into like Wolfenstein and Doom games like that, I just got Wolfenstein, the new one, the New Order. Awesome graphics, great game, love it. I just started playing it. Like awesome, you know. It's like few things you get, like, I don't have the money to buy, you know. I bought one out by it. It was a good. I love that game. I always played it when it first came out on a 386 computer. I was like, wow, those graphics back in the day. And I was like, ooh, I really want to play that again. For old time's sakes. But I just keep the memories I have on that game. Oh yeah, you were that. God, I tried playing some of those games again, and it was like, wow, I just couldn't play anymore. They're just too old. I wish they'd just renew the games like they've been doing, like Wolfenstein, Doom, and stuff like that. You know, it'd be awesome. You know, I can understand money-wise, you know, or it depends how popular it was at the time. You know, there's a bunch of games out there I wish they'd redo for graphics. It'd be awesome. Oh, come on, you stupid turd. You didn't hit purple the last time I put you back in. Before the video was cut, uploaded. There we go. That's my Ethernet card I just plugged in. The reason why I don't use the onboard Ethernet card is because this one is a lot faster, more reliable than that one. I like it better that way. That's why I don't use the onboard Ethernet. Okay. My Sound Blaster Audigy. Again, this has onboard sound, but this don't have the features like this has on there. And that's what I like about the Audigy. It's an older Audigy. I was surprised they had Windows 7 drivers for it. It was given to me before. And I was like, yeah. It does have Windows 7 drivers for it. It's like awesome, cool. I use it a lot, especially for my DJing. Cool. Alright, now I've got to put the screws in. Really, kitty? What are you doing, Timmy? Jesus. Why are you way up there for? Crazy cat. Now we're just putting the screws in on my expansion cards. Timmy! From up there. No reason why you're up there. If I'm done with this, I'll get you cats. I got plenty of videos on my cats there. You know what they live like and everything else. I got pictures all over. My friend tells me I'm just too crazy about my cats. Welcome to part 4 of my video of Scott putting the computer together. I'm going to show you how well it turns on and everything else. Now, I'm going to hook it up. By the final segment of this videos of Scott putting the computer together. So, yeah. Make sure all screws are tightened well. My video don't have, well, as long as it's not going to fall out, but just said this is my personal computer. Okay. Alright, go ahead and put it down here. That's going to go. Okay. Alright, show you to turn on. Powering up. Nice pretty blue lights it has coming up on the screen. Powering it fine. So far so good. Get a little bit closer. Time to charge. So far it's booting up just fine. No issues. Ready. This is for my big belly. Excuse the slow boot. It's gonna take a minute here. 2 minutes. I keep on dropping my mice. I stick under the freaking cords. Alright. Alright. You see my TV came on and everything. It should. Yeah, so this computer. Kitty, go somewhere else for now. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. The reason why it's slow boot right now, I have format and reinstall for maybe about 4 years now. I usually recommend you do it every year if possible. Problem is I got so much information on here, like music music videos on a separate hard drive, but my music is on my primary drive because I really don't have the space to back it up right now to another drive if I wanted to. I got 100 gigs of music on there. Bonkers. This is Bonkers, everyone. Say hi, Bonkers. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's my one-eyed kitty. Yeah. He lost his eye when he was a kid. Somebody took him out of my yard when he was a kitten. Did get him back to like 5 months later. Because he was missing. I was looking for him too for about a month. Couldn't find him. Until my friend of mine on Friendster, her name is Angela, she helped, she found him. Didn't know it was mine. She didn't know it was even mine. Somehow he managed to get 3 blocks from my house over there. For those past 5 months, whatever happened to him, he got in a cat fight, or somebody did it to him. I mean, it'd be wrong if somebody did it to him. I'm more likely it was a cat fight. Yeah, he's missing an eye after that. He was only about maybe just 4 or 5 months old when I thought he was missing. He was still a little baby. Yeah, I'm glad I had pictures of him. I wouldn't have known it was him. His markings matched up. It was him. And his attitude was still the same. Everything else still like to be lovable and everything. Yeah, it looks like I'm completely booted up finally. Yep. Alright. And oh, not yet. Still loading. I'm still loading. As I said, it needs to be redone. As I said, I don't have the space to accommodate myself right now. I need my hard drives to back up my music. So I would like to do that. I like to get myself a terabyte hard drive, but I don't have the money to go buy one. Eventually I will come down to it, but partly I have the money to buy the 2 terabytes. Might be 3 terabyte by the time I get the money. So whatever biggest hard drive I can get my hands on. The only but it sucks about a big hard drive though, if you got all that information on there, if something just goes absolutely wrong with that hard drive, with all your information, just like, oh my God. I mean, my music, I've been collecting it since 1997. You know, downloading all that music. I mean, God, that's when Napster was still the thing at the time. You know, if everyone knows Napster, it's the original. It's like Kazaa and stuff like that. It was the original music downloading site you can go to. Download all your MP3s and everything else. Yeah, Napster's no longer there. Like Kaza's been shut down and everything else. But yeah, I do not promote. But I'm a DJ, so I do need to keep my music current and up to date as much as possible. I don't condone piracy. So. Bum 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 bum. Get my mixer up a bit so I can hear sound. There's any right now. Okay. Alright, I need to load my video editing software so I can edit these videos that I just got done making. Still loading. I normally don't turn my computer off unless I really have to. I did it for this case to show you I could build a computer, put it together without issues, without any problems, and it's working still just perfectly fine. So besides the slow issues, which I'll be taking care of down the road eventually, until I get the hard drive space to back up all my stuff. Then I can actually go break down and wipe it clean and redo everything. And that's a lot of hours of work that need to be done. Especially after backing it up, it's going to take a while. I mean, that's a lot of stuff to back up off my main primary hard drive. And it's like, I got that 500 gig hard drive is my primary hard drive. Ba, 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 ba. Oh, ooh, I hear sound. Good. far so good. Ba, 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 ba. Is that video editing software loading? Go to Task Manager. I said it's running real slow. Alright, it's still running. I'm trying to clean it up with cleaning programs and everything, you know, it's defrag and stuff. I've been running defrag. Defrag takes forever. I'm doing it a portion at a time every night. Get it done. So it takes I will take probably a whole day or more just to defrag my computer. There we go, it's loading finally. Okay. That's weird. There it goes. Probably something wasn't loaded yet. I use Wondershare video editor for a lot of my video editing. That's why I found a decent enough program that I can really use for a lot of stuff. It doesn't take up much to resource to run it, and it's a pretty decent program to use. You know, it's like I can do a lot of things with it, and I like it so far. Yeah. Even the Wondershare converter, I like that too. I like the converter program. That works pretty good. One of the programs I use for video editing. Yeah. My video. Up to 11 minutes so far. Video time. Sorry for the camera shakiness. I was just adjusting my tripod a bit. I hope you enjoyed my videos of this. You know, then it won't be a while again until I get a customer that wants me to put a computer together. Then I will definitely make a video of that. Yeah. If you want to have a computer built by me, all you gotta do is buy the part components, and I'll charge you my fee of $50 just to put it together. That's it. But you must buy the parts and software to put onto it, like Windows. If you do something like that, depends how much RAM you're going to put into it. Like I recommend you put Windows 7 Home Premium in for it, not Ultimate, not Professional. I mean, all those extra features on that software, they're just for business stuff, which if you're not going to really use. If you look at the features on it, read the features on each of those editions. They'll tell you what they have on it, and you're going to see you're not going to use any of them for personal use. I'm using Windows Home Premium. A lot of people like Windows Ultimate. It's like everybody back in the day, everybody wanted XP Professional. Yes, they had some good features. They had some extra features that I did like in it, but when I looked through the 7 editions, the higher ones, the Professional, Ultimate, all that stuff, it didn't really, nothing there to use. And basically when I played with them, they're basically about the same. And anyways, besides some, I think Professional didn't come with the games on it, which the other ones do. Ugh, slow. Can we get faster? I don't normally shut my computer down unless I really need to. That's another thing. Everybody wants to say, yeah, it takes up power and everything. Not really. It doesn't take that much power to run a computer. You don't really need to shut down. You know, I mean, every time you turn it off or on, you're just wearing that power thing out. Eventually, it's going to give. Not going to turn back on anymore. Eventually, it's going to stop. Then you have to buy a new computer, or the component needs to be replaced. There we go. We're going to go 16:9 widescreen video, which is what I'm using on my camera. I'm doing 720p. So. Da, da, da. skip this version. Alright. So far my video editing software is up. That's good. Problems there. I'm going to play some music real quick. Well, as long as I can. That's one thing I gotta mind you. I can't put. Well, hopefully I'll accept it. If not, oh well. Because YouTube is a stickler on that. You use any type of copyright material in your video, they will not let you show it or play it. It sucks. It's just like stupidity. Ever since they tried to pass those stupid bills for PIPA and SOPA, it just ruined the internet for everyone. Even though they didn't get passed, but it still got ruined. Internet is ruined now. I can still you can't do a lot of things like YouTube like you want to anymore. You know, anything copyright materials, songs or video you can't use because of due to copyright. You know, it sucks. I use Virtual DJ for my DJing. It's a big program. It does take a while to load. Hopefully I got my video left. Check anyways. Okay, I got about 4 minutes left on this video. There we go. Yes, it's alive. This will be my last test, and I am going to let you guys go. Afterwards, you guys have a good one. I hope you enjoyed my videos for putting this computer together. Yeah, and you have basically a good one. So far, so good. Thank you. Alright, have a good one. Hopefully that last portion gets in. Alright, thanks again.